Hi, we're going to do a 20-minute mobility and stretch session. So follow along. You can do it from your living room, whatever you like. Let's go. So if you've got a mat, if you're just standing in your living room, that's fine. Just take a wide stance, so wider than hips distance. Then we're going to start with the neck and we're going to work all the way down the body. So I want you to take your right hand, put it over on the left ear, and then we're going to gently pull down our head to the right shoulder. While doing that, push the left hand down towards the floor. Good. Just gentle pushing, nothing too crazy. While you're here, take deep breaths. Even inhale, even exhale. From here, I'm going to take it into rotations with the head. So keep the hand where it is. We're going to turn the head down to look towards the right foot. And then lift it back up to look up in front. Turn it down, look towards the right foot, and then lift the head back up. Let's go 2 more like that. And back up, keep pushing down with the left hand. Turn. It's like you're doing a quarter circle. Great. And then lift the right hand up and off the head. Going straight to the other side, so left hand up and over onto the right ear. And gently start to pull down with the left hand towards the left shoulder. With the right hand that's descending down to the floor, so just push it down towards the floor. Big deep breath into the side of the neck. Good. Deep breaths through the nose means more blood flow to the muscles. Oxygenated blood flow. Good. Let's take those half circles. So we're going to turn the head, look down towards the left foot, and then turn it back the opposite way, look up to the front. Take it back down again. Inhale, on your exhale, lift back up. 2 more like that, turn. And bring it back up. Last one here, turn. Good, and come back up to center. Take the hand off the head. We're going to take it into neck rolls here. So clockwise, turning the head down to look at the floor. Look at the side of the room, look up to the ceiling, make sure the head's all the way back, and then back to the side, down to the floor. Keep going that way. Good. You might get a mouthful of hair, but that's okay. Keep turning, last one this way. Keep breathing, and lift the head back up. Woo. Then we're going to take it to anti-clockwise, so look down to the floor, go to the right or the left, I don't know which way anti-clockwise is, and up to the ceiling, over, ooh, you might get a couple cracks, that's okay, and up to the ceiling again, take it back down, 1 more like this. That feels so good. Make sure you look all the way down and gently lift the head back up. Great, so keep the stance that you're in. You might want to come a little bit shorter with the stance, so a little bit closer to hip distance. Okay, so interlace the fingers, and then we're going to place it on the back of our skull, so in between the neck and the bottom of the skull. That's where your hand want to be. Get a really strong stance, so really press down through the feet. And then I want you to tuck your belly button back towards the spine, so your core switched on. We're going to take a big stretch outwards, so you're going to push your chest out, knee back bend, so maybe look up to the ceiling, keep the elbows wide, and then we're going to curl everything to the center. Keep the legs where they are, you're just curling to look towards the belly button, pull the elbows in, and then on your inhale, take it back out to that mini back bend, open the elbows, and then curl everything in, exhale. Inhale when we open everything out. Exhale to compress everything in. 2 more like that, inhale. And exhale, curl. Finish on the open. So inhale. Good. And then untangle the fingers of the hands side to side. So take the interlace behind the back now. So at the sacrum, at the tailbone, stretch down with the hands. So push the hands down towards the floor. Open the chest outwards. Breathe here. Remember that tuck with the belly button. That keeps the core switched on. It keeps the lower back healthy. So we're not trying to put any strain on our lower back here. And then take a big breath in. On your exhale, bend your knees heavily. Connect your ribs to your thighs. And try and take the hands up over the head. Drop the head so you're not holding on to any neck muscles. Breathe here. Enjoy that shoulder release. Good. Take one more big breath. And unwind the hands. Place them on the floor. We're going to slowly roll up to stand. Curl everything towards the center, look towards the belly button. Stack the spine, so lifting one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. And just give the shoulders a big roll back. Beautiful. So now we're going to take it into some trunk rotations. So take that wide stance again. Take the hands out to like you're holding a motorcycle at 90-90. That's how they look. And then we're just going to rotate from side to side, just getting some blood flow, some movement into the spine, into the thoracic spine. Good, so the thoracic spine is the top half of the spine that is made to twist. So it's the only part of the spine that is supposed to twist deeply or can twist deeply. So we don't want to get twisting in the lower back here. So remember to keep that belly button tucked. Incorporate the core. Keep twisting. Keep breathing. One more each side. And come back to center. Place your right hand on your right side. Inhale the left one up to the ceiling. Big stretch up with the arm. Look up to the hand. Keep the shoulders open. And then start to bend over to the right side. Opening up that left side. Ooh, I got a crack in the back. Feels so good. Keep breathing. Press down with the left heel so you can feel that big stretch radiating from the heel all the way up to the hip through the side body. One more breath. Slowly use that left arm to pick you back up to stand. Straight to the side, place the left hand on the left thigh. Inhale the right arm up. Big stretch up. And then we take it over. Good, press down with the right heel, really firmly. Pull up with the right knee and feel that nice stretch through the hip. Pull away with the right hand. So it's that counter action now. We're pressing down with the right foot, we're pulling away with the right hand. One more breath. And use that right hand to pick you back up to stand. Good. Okay, we're going to take it into goddess squat. So essentially it's just a wide squat or a sumo squat. So you want to turn your toes out, your heels in, and then sit deeply in that wide squat with the knees going out. Now just take a look at your toes. Make sure you can see your big toe on both of your feet. If you can't, your knees are coming in too much. So if you're going to see this from the side, this is how it should look with your knees going out. If they're coming in too far like this, you need to sit your bum back a little bit more and try and get that wide squat. Okay, that's just making it safe for your knees. So sit down. Good, we're going to take our arms out wide, just to get a little more spicy with the arms. And we're going to take it into pulses for 30 seconds. And go. Up and down, so up an inch, down an inch. Doesn't have to be a big, huge movement, just so you start to get some blood flow in the legs before we get into some deep stretches into the hips. Keep breathing. Good, keep going. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep the squat. Hold the squat. We're going to take it into a squat. Then you're going to turn the feet in. Side lunge on the left. Turn the feet out. Squat. In. Side lunge. Let's go. Squat. Turn the feet in. Side lunge on the left. Out. Turn the feet in. Side lunge on the right. Let's go. A little bit faster. And squat. Good. Side lunge. Squat. Side lunge. Squat. Keep going. So we're working our ankle mobility here by turning the heels in. So really focus on trying to do that rather than just going into the side lunge. Good. Last 10 seconds. So this is also good for any runners. Just before you run, incorporating all the joints that you use to run. Good. 3, 2, 1. Go back to the D squat. Last 30 seconds here. We're going to go squat, turn all the way around, side lunge. Back to the squat, turn, side lunge. Let's go. Squat, up, side lunge. Squat, turn. Keep it going. Squat and side lunge. Squat and lunge. Last 5. And squat, side lunge. I lied. Went a little longer. Squat deep. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big stretch. Straighten the legs. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Good. Look down at your feet. Rotate on your heels to turn your toes in. And then take the arms out wide, bend over, wide leg forward fold. Just enjoy this here, breathe deeply. Try and get your heart rate back down. So keep the mouth closed, just breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. And we're slowly going to roll the spine up just like we did at the start. Vertebrae by vertebrae to stand. Head is the last thing to come up. And just heel toe your feet in. Alright, we're going to take it to the floor now. So, you're going to place your right foot in front and then take the left knee back onto the floor. So we're in this 90-90 lunge. You take it into the hip flexor. So from here, this might be enough for you. If you want a little extra, you're going to squeeze the left bum cheek. The left bum cheek. You should feel that stretch radiating through your hip flexor, your left hip flexor. Make sure the belly button's pulling back to look after the lower back. Good. Breathe here. If you want to take the arms up for a bit extra balance challenge, you can. One more breath. Circle the arms down if you have them up. Place the hands on the inside of the right foot. Just going to turn the heat off, boiling. Okay, we're going to drop the hips down towards the floor now. So you're getting a little bit deeper in the right ankle. The knees coming forward. And we've dropped deeply into the left hip flexor. Keep the hands on the floor. Or if you can, if you have the space, you can go a little bit further into lizard. So this is a lizard modification with the back knee on the floor. Usually the knee's lifted. It's a bit more intense. So keep the knee on the floor. If your elbows can touch the floor, that's great. You might even want to put a book underneath the elbows just to bring ground closer to you. And just breathe. One more breath. And your exhale, start to press back into the hands. If you're on your elbows, lift back up. I'm going to take it into a quad stretch. So with this one, it's easy to get caught up trying to grab the foot and you can't reach it. But I'll tell you the trick. Keep your hand either on the finger pads or the hand firmly on the ground. The trick is to keep the chest open. So I'll face this way for you so you can see. The trick is to keep the chest open, and then you have all this room. You can bend forward over the knee, and then that back leg might come off and you can just tap it. So often we get caught up trying to catch the foot, and we're here, there's no way that's happening. Keep the chest open, maybe pull back slightly, and then you have all this room to grab the foot. And then enjoy the intensity of this. Keep breathing. One last breath. Now try not to slingshot the foot if you've got it. Just unwind the hand and then bring the foot down to the floor. And then turn back the right way. So from here, we're lifting back up into that 90-90 lunge. So lifting back up onto the back knee, and the right foot is flat on the floor. We're going to take it into pulses from a lunge. I'll quickly show you. Lunge, so you're bending heavily into the left hip flexor, and then we're using balance to shift back. So you bend the back knee this time, straighten the front knee, flex the toes back to your face, and then you take the hands back and tip the torso forward, so it's a counterbalance. And then we bring it back, to lunge, and tip it back. Let's go. You can place your hands on the floor, that's fine, and you can come forward with the hands on the floor, and then just shift back, keep the hands on the floor. Good. 2 more on this side. Inhale for the lunge. Exhale for the half split. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Take it back slowly. Good, place the hands on the floor, come forward into that right leg, so bend the right knee again. And then you're going to heel toe your foot over to your left hand and place your right knee next to your right hand. So we're in half pigeon. So you want, if you're on a mat, you want your shin to be parallel to the top, to the small edge of the mat. If you're just in your living room without a mat, just the side, the wall that you're facing, you want your shin parallel to that. Okay? And then your back leg goes out straight, and then just untuck the back toes. So this is half pigeon, and then if we want to intensify, get a little stronger stretch in the right outer hip. Come down onto the elbows or down as far as you can. Just tilting the center of gravity so it's over the right hip. Therefore, you're going to feel a completely different stretch to if you're sitting upright like this. So keep breathing. This one you can either love it or hate it. Today I kind of hate it, so I'm with you. I won't hold you here much longer, just take one more deep breath. Stay for your exhale. On your inhale, slowly lift your hands back in. Have one breath here in the upright position. Good, and we're just going to rock onto the right bum and swing the left to meet at the front. So sit right on top of the sit bones of your bum. Straighten the legs out in front of you, ankles and feet together and the toes flexing towards your face. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. And we're going to go and tilt over with a straight spine. So I don't want to see this to try and grab the toes. Up straight and tilt. I don't care if your hands come to the ground and they're beside the knees. If you're feeling that stretch with a straight spine, that's great. That's what we want here. And then as soon as your hamstrings, the back of the legs start to release a little bit more, you might find that you can come down a little further and a little further, and you might get there, and ribs might connect to the thighs, and then maybe you might touch your feet. If that's enough for you to just be here, great. I'd rather that than this, because this really isn't doing much. Tilt forward, engage the legs, so pull the knees up to the thighs. That'll intensify the stretch a little bit more. 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Stay for your exhale. And slowly walk your hands back in. Good, just cross the legs in front, tip over onto the knees, and we're going to take it straight into the left side now. So left hip flexor stretch. Well, it's the right, but you've got the left forward. Okay, so we're here, we're in the 90-90. Remember the tuck of the belly button and slight tuck of the pelvis. So slight tuck of the bum towards the face. Good, that means that our lower back is safe. And then squeeze the right bum cheek. Intensify that right hip flexor stretch a little bit more. If you want to challenge the balance a little bit, squeeze the inner thighs together. So zip up in the midline and lift the arms to the ceiling. And then we slowly start to tip forward, so bending through that left ankle. You can place the hands on the floor. And inside of the left foot, so place them on the inside of the left foot. Shift the back knee back slightly so you get a little bit longer in this stance. One breath here. If this is enough for you, you stay here. Otherwise, you want to take it into a little deeper. You come down to the elbows. Keep the knee pulling in. Keep the left knee pulling into the body. Keep breathing here. Try not to lose the breath when it becomes a little bit more intense. Good, and if you have your elbows on the floor, come back onto the hands. Place that right hand down firmly, or fingertips, and then remember, so circle the left hand around and back. Remember to keep the chest open. Then rock forward so you shift over on top of the right knee, and then maybe your right heel can come towards the bum. And maybe you grab onto the foot. Even if you're here and you can't grab, I'm sure you can feel that stretch through the quad. If you're a little bit more flexible through the quads and have some space, and you've got the hand, you've got the grip of the foot, you can pull the foot towards the bum and get even deeper. Keep the chest open and breathe. And one last breath. Slowly try not to slingshot the hand out of the foot and take it back. Okay, we're going to walk that left foot, heel toe it over to the right hand. So left foot over to the right hand, and then left knee to the left hand. So we're in that pigeon pose, half pigeon. Keep breathing. And then if you want to take it into the outer hip stretch, that pigeon really gets into, you can bring the elbows down in front of the shin, or even the hands, just as long as the weight, most of the weight is in the left leg and not the back leg. Big deep breaths. Use your breath as a distraction of intense stretches. One last breath here. Stay for the exhale and pull the hands back in. Have one breath here in upright position. Good, and then rock over and pull that right leg forward. So I missed a stretch, so we're going to come back onto the knees, and we're going to take the left foot forward again in that 90-90 lunge, and then we're going to tilt forward into that lunge, into the left knee, bend the left knee, lift the arms up if you want, or you can keep the hands on the floor. And then we're gonna shift back, bend into the back knee, straighten the front leg, pull the toes to the face, tip the body forward. Good, inhale, bend into the left knee. Remember to pull up through the core, so pull the belly button back towards the spine. And then keep pulling, and then shift forward. Good, last one here, inhale. And shift back. Good. Place the hands on the floor, and then just find your way to your bum. We're going to take it into butterfly. So feet together, soles of the feet together, the bottom of the feet, and then the knees will go out wide in a butterfly shape. If you want to intensify this stretch a little bit more, pull the feet towards the groin, so towards your pubic bone. Otherwise, if it's too much for you, take your feet further away. Okay? So from here, I want you to keep your elbows on the shins or on the thighs. And you're going to try and push down with the elbows and keep that straight spine. So from the top of your head down to the tailbone, straight spine. We're not curling over. So think of what we did when we did that seated forward fold with the straight legs. Keep the same position with the top half of the body and just intensify it by pulling down towards the feet with a straight spine and pushing the knees down to the floor with your elbows. Keep breathing. One last breath. And slowly lift the body back up. Take your hands underneath your knees and assist your knees, lift them up together. Whew. Okay, we're going to come to lay down on the floor, on your mat. So find your way on your back. We're going to place the left foot flat on the floor. The knee will face the ceiling, and then you're going to flex the right foot up to the ceiling. So straight right leg, flex the toes back to your face. From here, you're going to grab the outside of your right shin, so outside of your right leg, with your left hand. We're going to keep flexing back towards the face while the left hand pulls the right leg over to the left. So we're getting into the ITBs here, which is the band that runs down the side of the quad, often very tight. Very tight in everybody. Keep flexing the toes back to the face. If you want to make it a little deeper stretch and you can grab onto the foot with the left hand, do that. One more deep breath here. Slowly bring the leg back up to the ceiling. Woo! That one's a good one. Place the right foot to the floor, left to the ceiling, flex the toes back to the face. Use your right hand this time, grab to the outside of the left leg and gently pull slowly towards the right. Keep flexing the left toes. Keep flexing. Really try to flex the toes. As far as you can go. Keep going. One last breath. Flex the toes. And slowly bring the foot back to the center. One last stretch here. Take the left leg out straight in front of you. And then bring the right knee into the chest. So left leg on the floor, laying on the floor, right knee into the chest. And then we're going to use the left hand on the right knee to pull it over towards the left. So we're twisting across the body for a supine twist, so a lane twist. And then the right arm's just going to stay out in a T shape. So you want to keep that right shoulder on the floor this whole time, not lifting the right shoulder. So if your foot doesn't touch the ground but your right shoulder's on the floor, that's fine. I'm sure you're still feeling the stretch in the top half of the spine. Two big deep breaths here. Try and get a little tiny bit further in the twist on the exhale. And slowly, without too much force, lift that right foot back up into the center. And then take it out straight on the floor. Lift the left foot knee to the chest, squeeze in, and then take the right hand, use it to pull the knee across the body. Take the left arm out on the floor, keep the left shoulder on the floor. One more breath. And slowly bring that knee back in. Keep the knee in the chest, just bring the right knee to meet the left. Right onto the knees, you interlace your fingers around the knees and just rock onto the side of the lower body. Side to side. Just releasing the lower back. Good. And then extend the legs out. Arms out. Over the head. Big stretch as somebody's pulling you away from each end. Big deep breath. Let it out. One more. Exhale. Namaste, stretchies. Whew. I hope you feel the stretch.